Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to Dave Chappelle was right about the LGBTQ community. Of course he was fucking right. Dave Chappelle took all them bullets and still came out on top. That should just show you how we shouldn't be taking cancel culture as seriously as we are, bro. Why are we taking cancel culture so serious, bro? It's not that serious. People can have different opinions of certain topics. We all don't have to agree. We all don't have to have a common ground. There's some people that's going to believe in abortion and some people that's not going to believe in abortion. There's people that's going to believe in Jesus and there's people that's not going to believe in Jesus. There's people that's going to believe this and there's people that's going to believe that. We're human. It's the human way. We're not all supposed to like something. Okay, can we come to a point where we can all try to respect each other? Yeah, but at the same time, if I crack a joke about your sexuality, it's a joke. It's nothing serious. It's a fucking joke. And if it hurts your feelings, boo-hoo, cry me a fucking river. It's people out here in worse conditions and they can take a joke. It's a blind man that can take a joke right now. It's a obese 600-pound fat person that can take a joke right now. Come on, man. Y'all could take dick up the ass, but you can't take a joke? Come on, man. Where's we at in life? But anyway, so let's check this out.
You know, lately I have observed something about the LGBTQIA plus community.
The next concern with the LGBTQ community is how everything is grouped together. The LGB have nothing to do with the TQ plus. I'm not into all the other bullshit. I think what other bullshit? The they and them.
I am a trans adult who is against transitioning children.
I don't agree with the things that you're putting out in the world that are for the trans community. It's what I'm trying to say is I don't have to get on board with anything.
All of the conversations that I have been seeing online from members of the LGBTQIA plus community reminds me of a joke that Dave Chappelle made in one of his Netflix specials. The joke, of course, being about
those people that took 20% of the alphabet for themselves.
I wanted to discuss that joke and tie it back to many of the conversations that I have been seeing happening on social media lately. Dave Chappelle has been criticized many times for his jokes about the trans community.
I don't want to write these jokes, but I just can't stop.
There's one joke that he has made that I personally thought was brilliant.
You know, you hear all those letters together all the time. LBGT, and you think it's just one big movement. It's not. All those letters are their own movement. They just travel in the same car together. The G's are driving that car. That makes sense to me, because there's white men in the G's. And these people are trying to get around discrimination and oppression. And you know how white dudes are. We know these roads. In fact, we built these roads. The rest of you buckle up, we'll get you to where you want to go. So the G's are just driving the car. Of course, next to the G's in the passenger seat is the L's. Everybody likes the L's. Except for the G's. I don't know what that's about. I just know the G's don't like them that much. And the G's always say like little subliminal digs on them. It's unnecessary shit. It's not mean, but you know what I mean? They just be like, I wouldn't wear that. The only thing that breaks the tension between the L's and the G's are the B's in the back seat. And sitting next to the B's, all the way in the back seat by themselves, looking out the window. That's the T's. Everybody in the car respects the T's, but everyone also resents the T's. It's not the T's' fault, but everyone in the car just feels like the T's are making the trip take longer. Anything the T's say gets on everybody's nerves. And the T's don't even say anything bad. They just be in the back talking to themselves. I'm hot. Shut it! Shut the f*** okay? Roll the window down, you. I don't know what you. Can you pull over at the next exit? I need to use the restroom. There is not a restroom for you for 4 states. You just shut the up so we can get where we're going.
This joke points out that despite the fact that all of these people have been lumped into this one box. They do not all fit inside this one box because within the community there is so much diversity in terms of thoughts and opinions. And as someone who sits on the outside of the community, I wanted to make this video to discuss some of the online discourse that I have casually been observing. So the first area of disagreement that I have observed is a very controversial one these days, and it is drag in schools.
Now, does anybody in this room know how to twerk? That's all they do. And then just move your bum up and down like that, and that's twerking.
I spoke about this a long time ago. I didn't get no backlash for it, surprisingly. I never got no backlash for it. I spoke about this a long time ago. I didn't get no backlash for it. And if you know, you know. It was the fucking Dwayne Wade. It was the Zion Wade video. I refuse to call that boy a girl. That he is a boy, Damien. Dwayne. Gabriel. That boy is that's a fucking boy. And I will identify him as a fucking boy to the day I fucking die. Like I said, we all ain't gotta agree. Once he's 18, I acknowledge him as a he, she. But he's still underage. And the fact that they made that transition for him, it pisses me off. Because it's like, dude, I don't understand why parents enable the kid. I don't know why it's not the parents' fault. I think it's more of just this. I think it's just more of this fucking agenda, bro. The agenda is pushing society to make these kids transition. Instead of letting these kids figure it out on their own. This is my biggest problem with this shit being in the schools. Dude, we live in a country, right? I guarantee you about 60 to 70% of the kids that just graduated this year all have below average reading levels. I guarantee it, my nigga. I guarantee it. We talking 5th grade, 6th grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade reading levels. Math skills probably don't get no higher than 6th or 7th grade. Problem solving skills probably still in the 5th or 4th grade. None of those skills are getting heightened and enlightened, bro. Why? Because we're too focused on issues like this instead of focusing on the main purpose for these kids going to school. Education. Learning how to read, learning how to count, learning how to add, subtract, divide, figure out nouns, verbs, adjectives. You know what I'm saying? You know, where the apostrophe goes, where the period goes, when it's right to use a question mark or exclamation point. You know, helping people become better typers or better writers. Better readers, better problem solvers, better with the math and the numbers. Instead of developing kids in those areas, we want to confuse them with this bullshit. That's the main issue that nobody's bringing up. It's not the fact that, listen, if y'all want to have a rally or an event where y'all just want to talk to the kids and you want to have, I don't recommend the drag shows, but I wouldn't mind if we had a, you know what I'm saying, hey, the LGBTQ is coming in today, anybody, and they should always ask the kids first. If you don't feel comfortable with going there, you can stay in the classroom, and if you do feel comfortable, you can follow such and such to the gymnasium or the auditorium or the cafeteria, wherever the fuck the event is being held at, and y'all can sit in there and sit through that. But if you don't, you can sit in here in the classroom, you can chill out, get your homework done, get this and that done. You know what I'm saying? If you need to, you know what I'm saying, If you need help with something and you're trying to get your grades up, right now be the perfect time. If not, go to the event. Why we just don't do it like that? Why we don't make these things optional? Why are we forcing this on the kids? Why we just don't make these things optional? That's my problem. That's the biggest issue. I want this to be an optional thing. Let the kids decide for themselves. Don't just force this shit on them. That's my biggest issue. We're forcing the wrong thing on these kids, and these kids have below average reading, math, problem solving, writing. They're below average, bro, and we're still letting them graduate and go out into the world. We are fucking up the future, bro. Y'all don't realize how bad the future is getting fucked up because we're so focused on this bullshit. This is not the problem we need to address. The problem we need to address is the education, the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, the things that actually do matter, not the LGBT, but ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. When we get that right, then we can come to this. This should always be optional. We should not force this on the kids. It should be an option. Nothing more. This is not important. Teaching kids about the LGBT is not important. It does nothing. It does nothing, bro. It just makes them dumber. Because we're not helping the kids. We are not helping the future. We're not helping the kids. We're not helping them learn how to read, write, and do all the things we need them to do to go out there into the future. So when they get out there on their own, they know exactly what to do and how to do it and get it done. Y'all trying to bring up gay activists, bro. We don't need gay activists. We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need teachers. We need people that are going to educate, medicate, and protect. But instead, we focus on this bullshit. This is the fucking problem, bro. Look at this shit.
These performances are highly sexualized, and they are sometimes performed with the parents' consent and sometimes without the parents' knowledge until after the fact.
I heard one school brought a goddamn stripper in there. A transsexual stripper was in the school dancing and twerking in front of kids. Under the age of 13, may I add at that.
Where I live in Canada, there are actually legislation that is being proposed to prevent protests from happening within 100 meters of where drag performances are taking place, even if the protests are to protest against children being exposed to overtly sexual performances. They want to protect these performances from protests.
They want to protect, think about what she just said, people. They want to protect protests instead of protecting the children, man. What are we doing? What is this world coming to, bruh? We're not protecting the kids. We're not educating them. We're not protecting them. What are we doing? I am so fucking serious right now. I know I'm pressing the button, but I'm so fucking serious right now. And I'm trying my hardest not to say what I really want to fucking say, because I don't want to come off as homophobic, because I'm not homophobic. I'm cool with you being what you are, what you decide to be in life. That is all part of being human. Whatever you decide to do, do it. But my problem is, why are we putting it on these fucking kids in this fucking school? Why are we not educating them? Why are we not protecting them? Protecting their innocence. Just their innocence. Why are we taking away a child's innocence? That's the best part about being a child, is being naive to the bullshit. If we bring the bullshit to them, they become more concerned. They start losing their confidence. Because they don't know what the fuck they want to do. But if you give them their innocence, you let them build their own confidence, we can create a better world, bro. What the fuck is we doing, bro? What are we doing?
There's many concern around these performances, and the concern stems from the fact that these performances have traditionally been intended for adult entertainment, for adult audiences.
Facts.
And people are worried that this opens children up to being groomed and leaving the children vulnerable to further exploitation.
This is what I said in the Zion Wade video. I told you, this is all part of the fucking agenda. I told you this shit years ago. I am a fucking prophet, my nigga. I am a fucking prophet. I told you this shit years ago. I told you this back in 2020, nigga. I told y'all this shit was gonna happen. I told you what was gonna happen. They're going to make it okay. They're going to over-sexualize your children so that way they can be cool with getting with pedophile. So that way we can make pedophilia be cool. So that way pedophiles can be cool. So that way a 30, 40-year-old can fuck a 16-year-old or 15-year-old. Better yet, let's get it all the way down to 13. If we can get it down to 13, that's just how I like them. That's what these motherfuckers are doing, man. They trying to fuck your kids. That's why I'm telling y'all, bro. Catholic school, Christian schools, all these religious schools are the wave right now. I'm telling you, Catholic schools and Christian schools attendance is about to go up. They about to get all the big bucks. You want to know why? Because they are the only schools that are protecting the children and actually just focusing on educating. Trust and believe. I went to a Catholic school. Trust me. I was when I transferred back to public school, I was ahead of my class. My class was learning shit I learned 2 grades ago. Shit I was learning in the 3rd grade, they was learning in the 5th grade. I just want y'all to think about that for a second. These niggas was learning about fractions and decimals. I learned that shit in the 3rd grade.
But then the library revealed this man, Albert Garza, a registered sex offender, was among those participating. He served time for aggravated sexual assault of an 8-year-old.
You might assume that the entire LGBTQ community is in full support of this, but that's actually not true.
Honestly, you're not doing the gay community any favors. In fact, you're hurting us, okay? We have already had a reputation of being pedophiles and being perverts and deviants. We don't need you to bring your children around.
Many people in the LGBTQ community have spoken out against this. Most notably, Gays Against Groomers is an organization that has been very vocal and very active in making sure that these performances are no longer allowed to continue in front of minors.
See, even they seeing it now. Even the gays, even the true members of the gay community are even seeing this bullshit now, and even they want to protect the kids. They would rather protect the kids than damn selves. Bro, what are we doing?
Every teacher that has a pride flag in their classroom should be fired and arrested. The gay flag is a sexual flag. It represents nothing other than sexual things. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning. What business is it of anyone on this board of what children would like to do with other children? It is none of your business. It is between them and their parents. But however, you guys want to illegally survey your students. My name is Frank Rodriguez. I'm the Executive Director of Operations for Gays Against Groomers. I'm a 31-year-old gay man pushing back against the agenda that's happening within our classrooms.
Personally, I disagree with drag shows in front of minors, whether it is in a school setting or outside of a school setting. I have seen videos where mothers bring their children to drag brunches, and there are men in bati riders twerking with their sack jiggling between their legs. And for those of you who do not know what a bati rider is, in the Caribbean, bati riders are what we refer to as short shorts. So shorts that are so short, they are riding up into your butt crack. Drag queens and bati riders twerking for children, and there are mothers in the audience that think that this is acceptable entertainment for a child.
Stop it. Get some help.
Thank you.
When I was a kid, right, you would take your kid to the mall, and you would take them to see Santa Claus, you would take them to see the Easter Bunny,
Facts.
take them to see that, someone dressed up as Blue's Clues,
Yes.
as Dora the Explorer.
Yes.
When did that change?
Facts.
You millennial parents really wake up in the morning and think to themselves, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to take my 4-year-old to see a drag queen and bati riders twerk. I do not support these mothers taking their children to these over-sexualized drag shows.
They need to be fucking arrested, bro. For real, bro. Y'all need to be fucking arrested. You don't deserve to have a child at this point. Because you making immature decisions. Decisions. If you want to talk to your kid about this, the changes in society, whether it be the gay community, have those discussions in your house first and make sure your kid is comfortable. Just don't expose them to it right away. Like, it's the only way I know how. Fuck out of here.
And I think if you think that is okay, you should be investigated by Child Protective Services.
Facts.
Because that's some weird shit. My second observation has been about one of the most controversial words of the last few years, woman. For some reason, the woke crowd refuses to recognize the true definition of that word and instead say complete and utter nonsense when you ask them to give a definition of the word woman.
Whatever my mama is, that's a woman. God damn it, I don't give a fuck. Whatever my mama is, whatever my grandmama is, whatever my aunties is, my female-born cousins, that's what a woman is. It ain't that other shit y'all talking about. That other shit, you're trans. Point blank period, you're trans. Stop trying to identify yourself as something that you are not. You was not my mama, nigga. You ain't got nothing compared to my mama. Your name was Cleophas. And now your name is Clarissa, nigga. Your birth name is Cleophas, nigga.
Take, for example, Ketanji Brown Jackson, the first black woman to be elected to the Supreme Court of America. And as the first black woman, I repeat, woman, you would think that she would have no problem telling you what a woman is. But when asked that question, she said this.
You provide a definition for the word woman.
Can I provide a definition? No,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can?
Not in
Okay.
this context. I'm not a biologist.
How can the first black woman to be elected to the Supreme Court of the United States of America not be qualified to define what a woman is?
And she was born one.
For those of you who are not aware, a woman is an adult human female. And I don't understand why that is so controversial to say. But I would also like to point out that you do not see society fighting over what the definition of a man is. Just saying.
She just hit y'all with a nugget. I'ma just go out and say it. Baby girl just hit y'all with a nugget. She just hit y'all with a nugget, my nigga. All on top of your head. All on the top of your head, my nigga. She just hit y'all with a nugget, my nigga. They don't define what a man is, though. What's a man? What's the definition of a man these days? Real talk though. Why are there more? Real question though. Why are there more men? Why are there more men trying to be women than women trying to be men? That's a real question. That's a real discussion. Why is there more men trying to be women than women trying to be men? Why there ain't no swift swapping going on? Why is just men doing it? Man, riddle me that.
And I have seen this debate, the debate about what the definition of a woman is, happen inside of the LGBTQ community. There are, of course, trans activists and trans people who say that it is offensive to define a woman as an adult human female. They say it's phobic. But there are also...
But it's been the definition of a woman for centuries. It's been the definition of a woman for centuries. Going back to the 300s with the Romans. 300 BC with the Romans and all that shit, bro. Back when niggas was eating mead. Remember mead? Of course you don't remember mead, because you ain't eating mead. You're not eating like the Vikings and all them niggas was back in the days. That has been the definition of a woman for centuries. And we get to this point now in this timeline, and this point, and this many years later, millions and thousands of years later, all of a sudden now, a woman is not what it used to be. It's different now. Fuck out of here, nigga. My mama is a woman, nigga. Cleophas, aka Clarissa. You a he, she, nigga. Fuck out of here.
People within the community who think that changing the definition to suit this woke ideology is complete and utter foolishness. One clip that really stood out to me was posted to the YouTube channel Jubilee, and this video was a debate about feminism. And one of the individuals who was on the panel for this debate is a YouTuber by the name of Ariel Scarcella. Ariel Scarcella is a very popular YouTuber, and she is also a lesbian. In the debate, she brings up the fact that defining the word woman is very important to her and her sexual identity, because she is a woman who is attracted to other women. She is not attracted to trans women because they do not share the same biology as women, and it is the biology that she is attracted to.
Define woman. Go, please. One of you. A person who their internal idea of what they are is a woman. Terrible definition. Coming from a lesbian, that destroys the very concept of our sexual orientation.
And Amir Odom, who is an openly gay YouTuber, made a similar point in his video discussing his concerns about the LGBTQ community.
Because trans people are erasing what it means to be gay and to be a lesbian. Because I'm gay based off of sex. I'm gay because I'm a male that likes males.
A woman is an adult human female, and a man is an adult human male. We use these words to differentiate ourselves from other species of animals and electric cords.
Sorry.
For example, you can have a cat, okay? And your cat can be male, or your cat can be female. But your cat is not a woman, and it is not a man, because it is a cat. Man and woman are nouns that we use to describe humans that belong to a specific sex and have reached a certain stage of sexual and biological maturation. And the same applies to boys and girls. This is the reason that you do not call male puppies boys or female puppies girls. You do not call them those words because they are f***ing dogs. And when boys go through puberty and they go through growth and they mature, they become men. And when girls go through puberty and they mature and they grow, they become women. The same way we differentiate between puppies and dogs is the same way that we differentiate between girls and women or boys and men. Gender is not a social construct. Gender expression, you could argue, is a social construct. Do biological women have to wear heels, have to wear lipstick, have to wear makeup to be a woman? Of course not. That is gender expression. Do men have to cut their hair short, have to wear pants, have to like sports? Of course not. That is gender expression. There is a difference between your gender and your gender expression. Just saying. In terms of trans men and trans women, I don't think that it should be seen as offensive to refer to them as such. For example, trans women have their own unique experience, especially if you are a trans woman who has transitioned later on in life. That means you are born a biological male, you are most likely socialized as a male, and you've now had the experience of going through a social transition and potentially a medical transition. That is a unique experience to you as a trans woman that women cannot relate to because that's not our experience.
Cleophas.
So I don't think that it should be seen as inherently offensive to differentiate between a trans woman and a woman, especially considering that there are biological differences. So from a scientific standpoint, it just makes sense. The third debate that I have seen is about trans women in sport. This debate has been happening both inside and outside of the LGBTQ community, and one of my viewers actually asked me to speak on this.
If that shit go on, I'm gonna adopt me a kid and I'm gonna adopt me a boy. Turn him trans like around 16, 15 or 16. And we going to the league, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Get rich quick schemes for the win. I'm telling you right now, nigga, if there's ever a transgender woman in the WNBA, I'm telling you right now, I'm adopting a 6 or 7 year old right the fuck now. And I'm going to teach that motherfucker how to play basketball. And then I'm going to tell him like this. You're going to transition into a woman. At 13, I'm going to tell him like this. You transitioning into a woman so that way you can go to the WNBA. So that way we can get rich off these motherfuckers, man. Even though the WNBA, I doubt it, though. Because if the trans get up in there, the WNBA going to skyrocket, nigga. I guarantee you. So, yeah, if that happens, I'm doing my get rich quick scheme, nigga. Hey, don't knock the hustle, nigga. Don't knock the hustle till you try it.
Topic. Should trans women be allowed to compete in female sports?
Not at all.
Of course, there are trans people and trans activists who are woefully blind to the fact that biological males do have a biological competitive advantage against women in sports, even after hormone replacement therapy. But there are many people from the LGBTQ community, and specifically trans people, who have spoken out against this, and they also agree that it is unfair. Take, for example, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner, who is a former Olympic athlete and transgender woman, also says it's unfair.
That's why I oppose biological boys who are trans competing in girls' sports in school. It just isn't fair.
When it comes to sports, it is undeniable that the average adult male has an advantage over the average adult female. And before you get in the comment section, I am fully aware that there are exceptions to the rules, however, on average, this is true. It is true that men have a larger lung capacity than women. It is true that men have a different skeletal structure than women. It is true that men carry more muscle mass than women, especially in their upper body. It is true that men biologically have a higher bone density than women. And it's also true that testosterone makes men more aggressive and actually more competitive.
Yes,
that
sir.
also gives them an advantage against.
And trust me, being somebody that's been hooping and playing football, I can tell you right now, testosterone versus estrogen, testosterone is gonna always fucking win. You think, nigga, playing against a trans woman playing against biological women in the WNBA, nigga, somebody gonna get elbowed, somebody gonna get dunked on. It's gonna be problems as soon as one person talk some shit. As soon as one person says some shit, you think what's our girl name from LSU? Angel, what's her name? Angela Reeves. She doing all this shit. You think she doing that to a trans woman? Hell no, that trans woman gonna drop Kobe numbers on her ass, nigga. It ain't no fucking game out here, bruh. We take shit seriously with this sports shit now. You know what I'm saying? That's why, bro, I'm telling you, there's a reason why sports is like, bro, sports to a man is like crack to a crackhead, bro. It's a high, it's an adrenaline rush, bro. It's different. I understand that women can get that shit too, but they can't get it like men get it. Women are competitive, but they ain't competitive like us. I done played with grown ass people. I done played with teenagers and grown ass men my whole fucking life. I can tell you out the shadow of a doubt, when a motherfucker start talking shit and he feeling himself, oh, it's on. Cause everybody gonna turn up, bro. It's just competitive nature, bro. Y'all gotta understand, bro. It's different out here.
Women. And there are so many examples that I can give of trans women entering into female sports and completely obliterating the competition. But you know what? There's one that I saw the other day that actually stood out to me, and I want to talk about it. So, the Canadian powerlifting team. Bobby Silverberg has been the head coach of the Canadian powerlifting team for more than 10 years, and he recently trolled the league to prove a point. The Women's Powerlifting League allows anyone to compete so long as they identify as a woman. That's it. You just need to identify. That's as long as you tell them you are a woman, you are allowed to compete. And there are people that disagree with this, and Avi is one of those people. So Avi declared himself a woman and was then allowed to compete in the women's powerlifting. So with a crowd formed around him, he got on the bench press and he had the bar, and he powerlifted that bar, and he broke the existing women's record by almost 100 pounds. And there's a plot twist. The person who previously held the record was actually in the audience watching, well, I should say in the room watching this all go down, watching this man break their record. And you know who that person was? A trans woman. A trans woman by the name of Anne Andres. Essentially, a biological male held the previous record for lifting 275 pounds, and another biological male came and broke that record by lifting 370 pounds, and all of this took place in the women's category. And the reason this upsets so many women is because women have fought so hard for equality.
Yeah.
And now there are biological males who are coming into their spaces and taking opportunities away from them. Opportunities for scholarships, opportunities for brand sponsorships, opportunities for cash prizes. All of these things get taken away from women when biological males are competing in their categories. And there have been steps taken to level the playing field. For example, the World Athletics Federation has banned transgendered athletes from competing in elite female sports. And I have to say that I think the most logical next step to take is for schools and sports organizations to create a third option, whether that option be a unisex option or a exclusively trans option. I think that wherever it is needed, that option should exist.
Yeah.
I think the unisex
definitely need a third option at this point.
So everyone can compete. So if you're male, female, trans, non-binary, lizard, zebra, two-spirit penguin, whatever you identify as, you can go into that category and you can compete with anyone and everyone who qualifies to make it into that league, onto that team, into that category, into that whatever. I only covered 3 topics in this video, but there are so many other areas of disagreements. I know that there are gay and lesbian people who disagree with adding all of these letters onto the LGBTQ community because it was originally intended to represent people's sexuality, and gender identity is not the same thing as sexuality. I know that there's a lot of conversations about, if you are someone who is gay or lesbian or trans and you are conservative or Republican, you are kind of looked down on in the community. There's so many ways I could have did this video. There's so many topics that I did not cover. I just did not want this video to be too long. But if you want to comment your thoughts about those things or other things that you can think of in the comment section down below, please feel free to add your comments. I would love to see them. They always create good dialogue in the comment section. Why do I sound like Dr. Grande? And if you would like to see more content, I have these 2 videos for you. So I have this one where I discuss the double standards that men often face, and I have this one where I talk about the Church of England changing God's pronouns.
Okay, so without further ado, I just want to say this for the record. These niggas are proving my agenda-ridden theory correct. They're trying to fuck your kids in the ass legally by confusing your kids, by bringing this drag shit to the schools. And me personally, I don't think it's right for kids to be going through that. I don't think it's right for kids. I believe that should be an option for kids. Like, hey, there's going to be a drag rally today. Anybody that wants to participate, you can participate. But if that's not your thing, you can sit in the classroom, you can get this work done, and you can get your grades up, get this extra credit. You know what I'm saying? We need to be focusing on the education for our children. Point blank, period. That is it. There are more children every fucking year graduating below reading levels, below math levels, below problem solving skills levels, grades, whatever you want to call it. There are so many kids graduating and going on with their lives with a below average education, going on to college just to get in student loan debt. Come on, man. What are we doing, bro? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we making this hard? Why are we making it so hard for the kids, bro? Why is it that every generation gets it hard? Now, my generation coming up, we didn't get it as hard. I think the worst thing that happened to us was them taking away certain programs, them changing up the diets in the schools. You know, it used to be niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas used to be able to get 2 cheeseburgers. Now gonna eat 1 cheeseburger because we gotta make the nutrition right so that way we can stop these kids from getting obese and shit. Like, man, fuck you. I still hate Michelle Obama to this day for that shit. But the main problem is education, bro. We need to focus on education, bro. The kids' education is the most important thing, not their sexuality, not what they identify as. Fuck that shit. That shit does not matter. Can they read? Can they count? Can they add, subtract, divide, multiply? Can they differentiate fractions and decimals? Can they figure out situations for fractions and decimals? You know? Can they do geometry? Can they do calculus? Can they do algebra? Can they figure out algebraic expressions? Can they read? Can they write a full page essay with proper punctuation? I believe that's what it's called. Punctuate. I ain't been to school so fucking long. You know what I mean. I'm one of them below level kids. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I come from them public schools out the hood, nigga. I already know. My reading levels. Well, my reading levels has been on point. My reading levels has always been on point. So I believe I finished with like a 11th grade reading level. So I was just short of a senior reading level. I should have finished with a senior reading level, but I didn't. Math, on the other hand, I suck at math. Well, once you get to division. Once you get to division and fractions and decimals, that's where I fuck up. Well, no, not fractions. Fractions I'm cool in. It's decimals and division. That's where I fuck up at. All the time. But reading, writing, always been on par. My writing is I definitely finished with a 12th grade writing. Problem solving, off the charts. I'm too creative. I can always figure out how to get out of a situation because I'm too fucking creative. Always been creative up here. Always use my imagination. Y'all always learn how to use that. But anyways, though, I'm just saying, though, man, we need to focus on children's education. That is all we need to focus on in these schools. We need to focus on protecting these babies, but also educating these babies. We need to protect them because there are more school shootings. There's so many school shootings. I mean, the last recent one was ironically a fucking transgender. Come on, man. What are we doing, bro? Why are we supporting this LGBTQ shit? This shit should only be an option because it does nothing to help the child going further. What helps the child going further is reading, writing, problem solving, and math skills. That's all we need them to focus on. If we can just get those basic elements into their fucking heads so that way they can learn how to move, how to count, how to problem solve, how to write, you know what I'm saying? I think the future will be okay. But the more we drag this LGBTQ shit into there and we trying to make it a law, or we're trying to protect it more than we're trying to protect the kids, let's focus on protecting the kids first from school shooters. Let's put more police officers. I've already spoken on this before, but I went to a ghetto ass high school. I went to one of the worst high schools in my city. Fights every day. No active school shooters though. And you want to know why? Because there were 4 police officers in that building and they were all strapped. Security guards had weapons on them. How about we figure out how to protect these babies from these active shooters? How about we figure out how to get these reading and writing and math levels up before we focus on this other bullshit. This other bullshit is optional. Make this an after school thing. If it's going to be an event, make it optional. Nobody should be forced to go through with this shit and confuse the babies. The babies don't have to be confused with this. We should always bring this shit up to the parents. When they 13, if they under 12, if they are 12 and under, the parents need to give consent to say, yes, I will allow my kids to go to that drag show if they so choose to. But also it's got to be up to them. So the parents are giving consent saying, yes, my child can see that drag show event. But if the child says, nah, I ain't trying to see that shit, I'm trying to do this, then that's where we leave it at. We shouldn't force the kids to go through this shit, man. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see you all in the next video. Please tell me what y'all think down in the comment section below. The last video I did on this shit, I didn't get no backlash. I got a lot of praise. I appreciate it. I'm pretty sure this time around I'm gonna get a lot of backlash because the world has gotten super fucking sensitive now since the last time, even though that was in 2020, but that was before the pandemic. And I'm pretty sure people gonna go back and watch that Zion Wade video and they're gonna be like, you fucking homophobic. Listen, if any of the motherfuckers come into my comment section, do not engage with them. Do not engage with the mentally ill, okay? Do not engage with the mentally ill. I will take out the trash myself. That's where I'm gonna leave it at for right now. Till then, peace out.